All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are talking Kansas City Chiefs rookie left tackle Josh Simmons. Simmons is back into the fold for this Chiefs O-line, and he stepped up in a big way in the Chiefs' recent victory. We'll break down everything he's doing so well and why he continues to develop and impress for this Kansas City offense. As always, in the comment section below, give us any feedback you might have. If you're a fan of these film reviews and want to help support us so we can do more of them, consider becoming a member of our channel. There's a link in the description box below that will take you right there. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, let's get started running the football, and there's Josh Simmons right there at left tackle. You can see the Chiefs also brought in a heavy tackle to the left of Simmons, and it's going to be a great downhill concept here for the Chiefs. I love this kind of football. We're going to get a double team right here at the point of attack, trying to blow this defensive tackle out of the way. We're going to get a double team right here between Simmons and the heavy tackle, working up to the linebacker. And the running back's just going to follow inside just like this. They're going to bring the tight end to lead through. They're going to bring the tight end to kick out. Again, old school downhill football. Love this kind of short yardage play. I love the technique Simmons uses here on this double team. He stays square to protect his inside so that the heavy tackle, can take it over before he gets up to the linebacker and finishes the block. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's the handoff. North and south. First down. All right, look at Simmons here. I love the technique. See how he stays tight to this defensive end right here? I don't think this is a true double team. This is supposed to be just a help right here just to keep this defensive end wide, right? Because the one thing you don't want to do on this double team, because it's going to be an inside run right up the middle of the field, you don't want to wash him down inside and create a big pile. So what the Chiefs do here with Simmons is they have him sort of base it like this. You see he's got this kind of wide base. It holds his ground right there. Basically, he's boxing out the defensive end until the heavy tackle can come over and take him over like we see there. Great job. Then he works up to the linebacker, delivers a shot, stays on him, and finishes the block. This is A+ execution, A+ effort, and A+ physicality. I know a lot of people were disappointed to see Simmons out of the action for the Chiefs offense for a long time, but boy, oh boy, he continues to impress when he's on the football field, guys. Again, good technique, good patience. I love the timing of this too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, strike, finish the block. Nice job. All right, from the wide copy, it looks really good. Watch what Simmons does here. Keeps him wide, works up to the linebacker, and then finishes the play. I love the way Simmons is so patient, right? Even as a pass blocker, he's patient, but in the run game, he's patient too. The timing of this is perfect. Watch when he comes off on the linebacker right there. That's when the running back hits the hole, allows the play to develop. Now, it's one of those situations where if they do a little bit better job hanging on the double team right there, I think they may score. I mean, this is pretty well blocked right here. And listen, Hunt does a good job just getting north and south. I think if he, runs maybe a little bit more aggressively, he could squeeze through there and score, but it's still a good run down the heart of the defense. But great execution by Simmons. Again, keeping 95 wide. You see on 95, he's trying to crash down inside, but he can't because 77 takes him over and because Simmons keeps him wide. Then Simmons gets up on the linebacker and finishes to boot right there. Nice play. All right, let's go with some pass protection now, and there's Simmons right there at left tackle, of course, for the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is going to be a standard pass pro here for Kansas City. The play side of the protection, which on this particular play is going to be these three guys, they're all going to take the gap to the right. So the right tackle is going to take this gap, right guard's taking this gap, and the center is going to take this gap, which means we're man-on-man on the backside. Man-on-man here and man-on-man right here, Simmons on this defensive end. And Simmons does a great job. As this defensive end uses his pass rush move to try and bully Simmons and try and bull rush through him, he gets a little head over heels, and Simmons does a great job putting him in the dirt by the quarterback. Great protection. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Mahomes has time. Can't quite complete the football. Trying to force it in there to Smith. But let's look at Simmons right here at left tackle. Love the patience. I love the patience. I don't love the way he always moves his hands outside the frame of the defender there. I think he'd be much better served with a good inside strong hand. Keep his hands inside. But I love right here the reaction. Once he feels the defender's leaning, he chomps the arms. You see that, guys? Watch this right here. Watch his arms. Watch the chop. Watch. You see that? Chop on the ground. Lay on him. Technician. This is awesome. Watch right there. Chop. Perfect. This is something that's taught, guys. This is not something that happens by accident. This is 100% technique. If you feel this defensive end leaning too far forward, you just chop the arms down and crash down on him just like that. Hey, this is A+ pass protection. This is a veteran move right here. This is something I would expect. How about from the great Willie Roaf, right? If Willie Roaf was making this kind of block, I'd say, of course, right? All-Pro, Hall of Famer, one of the best tackles of all time. The rookie doing it right here. Again, first season, this kind of savvy technique. Great job here by 71. All right, for the wide copy, you can see Simmons right there at left tackle. He's going to feel the defensive and lean, chops his arms, fall forward. Hey, that's a good position to be in, right? If you're the pass rusher, what's one position you don't want to be in? How about flat on your face with the offensive lineman on top of you, just like that? Not ideal. This is great by Simmons. Again, patient, patient, patient. Misses with his hands a little bit, but the chop is perfectly timed. I mean, you can kind of see it even from this angle too. That chop caves it down on him right there. No pressure around Mahomes. Couldn't quite complete the football. Trying to get it to Bashard Smith. Maybe a little bit of a penalty there. But regardless of that, Simmons, as a pass protector, continues to develop and continues to impress. All right, sticking with pass protection, there's Simmons, of course, at left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. This time, the play side of the protection is going to be these three guys. So Simmons is going to take the gap to his left guard taking the gap to his left, heavy hand inside, center taking the gap right here, right guard man on man, and right tackle man on man. Now, you know if you're Simmons right here, let me clean up the picture. You know if this guard has to be heavy here, even though you have this gap and you may have inside help, you basically have to treat it as if you're one-on-one. That's exactly what Simmons does, and he wins the rep. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Quarterback has time, hits Kelsey over the middle. Big play. Nicely done. All right, let's break this down. Let's look at Simmons right here. Kick steps a little bit, leans right there. I don't love that. Right, he gets caught leaning. That's not a great position to be in. Now, I like his pad level and his kick step. So right there, see how his knees are bent and his chest is down? That's good. Compare that to 74. 74's also got his heels clicked a little bit. Not a great base. And 74 is not a bad player. I just think Simmons, technically speaking, is really, really good. I just don't like the lean here. Keep your chest out of it. Keep your head out of it. Don't bury your face mask in pass rush just like this. Because right there, if this defensive end would have done an inside move a little earlier, he could have had you beat. He could have done a push-pull. But this is still a winning rep from Simmons, right? Obviously, you can see his guy nowhere near the quarterback. Everyone else is a lot closer to the quarterback than the guy Simmons is blocking. Overall, another good rep. All right, from the wide copy, you see Simmons right there at left tackle. There's a snap. Good punch, good staying with them. I mean, that's a good work right there. I love the inside hands at the end. See how he keeps his hands really firm inside and controls this defensive end. He's got those strong inside hands when he uses them. Once he learns to consistently use his inside hands, he reminds me a lot of Tyron Smith, the all-time great former Dallas Cowboy left tackle, who once he learned to use his just mammoth grip would shut down edge rushers like it was nothing. I think Simmons has that kind of grip. He just needs to use it more often. I don't like the lean here. Just rely on your hand strength. Rely on your base. You got such a good base right here. You don't have to lean. Clean that up a little bit, but still winning rep here from 71. All right, going back to the running game, and there's Simmons, of course, at left tackle right there for the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's going to be a standard inside zone concept to the offense, right? We're going to get a base reach here. We're going to get a zone double team right here, working up to linebacker. We're going to get scoops here between the left guard and left tackle. Left guard working up to the next level. Simmons right here, the left tackle, taking a wide scoop track to try and seal this three technique right here, this direction. So normally in a perfect world, what you would get is you get movement with these three guys right here. You get them dislocated, and then have these two guys seal this right here, and the running back would cut back just like this. That's in a perfect world. Well, guess what, guys? Perfection kind of happened for the Chiefs here. They bring a little motion pre-snap that holds a lot of people on the backside, and Simmons does a great job sealing this three technique. Let's check it out. There's motion. There's a snap. There's a handoff. There's the cutback. Good run. All right, let's break it down here. It's really good. You can see on the play side, see how they try and dent the defense right there. They get some movement. Nicely done. Look at Humphrey right there. Look at 76 and Humphrey. Boom. Getting up on people, sending people flying. You talking about movement, guys? These four guys, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle, that's what you're talking about. But the key block here is right there in the middle of the screen. It's Simmons cutting off the three technique, turning them just like this. Close to a holding, good no call, I think, from the refs, but he cuts them off. There's that cutback. This is one of those plays where I think Hunt is actually surprised it's this well blocked. See how close he gets to Humphrey? I think he's so shocked because it's so perfectly blocked. If he takes a more normal track, I think he gets north and south earlier and it's a bigger play. Because, guys, this is perfectly blocked. Play side, left guard, center, right guard, right tackle, everyone doing their job. And Simmons right here. Again, he works kind of laterally down the line of scrimmage. I would love to use more as a wide scoop to kind of turn a little bit, then scoop around. But that's me personally. That's just a personal thing. He gets it done. This is a great reach right here by Simmons. Opens up this big crease. Nicely done. All right, from the wide copy, get a really good look at it over here. Watch him seal off that three technique. There's a running lane. This is so well blocked. Look at this dislocation right here in the middle of the defense. Boom. Look at that. That's awesome. Great blocking here. But it doesn't work unless you have the backside scoop Simmons sealing off the three technique. He runs his feet. I love how he's lateral, squares it up right there, and see how he's going to swivel his hips. Swivel your hips. Perfect. That's how you reach someone, right? You got to work over to get square with them, like you see there. Now you got to turn your hips, which he does, gets him on the ground, avoids the holding penalty too. Right here, it was close to being a holding penalty, but he let go at the perfect time. It's a perfect block. Nice run. Good job, Kansas City Chiefs. All right, going back to more pass rush, and there's Simmons right there, and he's going to be one-on-one on number 97 right here. He's a little wider because they got Kelsey out here lined up in the tight end position, and that can be tough for offensive tackles when these pass rushers get wide. Here's the thing, though. No problem at all for Simmons. He handles this beautifully, but I love the effort. He stays with the block. Let's check it out. There's a snap. Quarterback has time, climbs the pocket, ends up going down, but Simmons stays with him the entire way. I love the effort, right? Into his kick step, right there, hands inside, good grip, keeps running his feet. Defensive end works the tracks, but Simmons doesn't stop. He keeps working, and I love to see it. A lot of times playing offensive tackle and really any position on the football field is about effort. It's about 1-2, and that's exactly what we get here from Simmons. Staying with the block. Don't quit. Keep running your feet. That's what I love from Simmons, right? His technique is awesome 90% of the time. He buries his head a little bit right here. He does a good job keeping his head out of it. A+, nicely done, 71. But for the most part, his technique is awesome. He's got a great set of skills. His base is outstanding. He's got a great grip, but his effort is A+, just like we see right here. All right, for the wide copy, you can see Simmons right there. Handle the defensive end, no problem. But he stays with the block the entire way. This is what endears you to quarterbacks, right? Because Mahomes knows this is on him, right? He climbs the pocket, no one's open. This isn't on the offensive line, right? If this was a sack, I think it technically went down as a sack, but it's not on the offensive line, and he knows that, right? But when he watches film, he's going to see 71, his rookie, stay with the guy the entire way, fighting through the pile, trying to help protect his quarterback, even though 15 is running into the traffic. That endears you to an offensive coordinator. That endears you to a head coach. That endears you to the quarterback. That kind of effort, knowing your left tackle has your back no matter what, even when you kind of scramble into trouble, that's a great feeling to have from a quarterback's perspective. Again, I love the effort. I love the technique. I love the base. Look how good his base is all the time. He keeps the good base, knee bend. Look at that pad level. That's awesome stuff from there. From that perspective, I mean, really, really good job here by Simmons technically, and great effort as well. Nicely done by the rookie. All right, I wanted to take a quick break from today's video to talk about something we're excited to offer, and that is weekly giveaways of a lot of high quality stuff. We appreciate our viewers, and that's why we want to give you guys the opportunity to join these weekly giveaways. There's a link in the description box below that takes you right to it. And this week we're talking about a $350 Yeti Tundra cooler like you see on the screen in front of you. Again, just go to the link in the description box below, enter in your email, and you have a chance to win. The drawings will be made every Sunday. You'll be announced whether you won via email, so make sure you check that out. Again, appreciate our viewers. Now let's get back to the video. All right, how about some more downhill running? And there's Simmons, of course, at left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is going to be a fun play. We're going to get a double team right here, just trying to move this defensive lineman, this three technique out of there. Tight end's going to kick out. Heavy tackle is going to work up there. And Kelsey's going to try and lead through the hole. And we're just getting downhill right here with Kareem Hunt. I want you guys to watch this block right here. It's not perfect on the onset, this double team, but they stay with it. And mainly Simmons right here moves this guy out of the way, opens up the hole. Let's check it out. There's a snap. There's the handoff. Runs it up in there. Good physical run. All right, let's look at Simmons right here. Watch this double team. Hip to hip, that's pretty good. But right there, the left guard loses it. Not good. You see how the left guard falls away right there? That's not a great position to be in. But how about Simmons? He stays with it. Keeps moving his feet, keeps driving, and gets this guy out of there and finishes the block right there. You know, kind of an awkward position to land in, but guess what? That's moving the defensive tackle out of the hole. That's how you convert these short yardage situations. That's one of the reasons why Hunt is so good and has been so good all season. So you got guys like Simmons that are blowing people off the football. Again, pad level could be a little bit lower. Left guard kind of loses it here. It's more on 76 and 71. But I just love the effort. I love, again, the effort just stands out every time I put on 71's film, putting his body on the line, driving defensive linemen out of the way. Great job here, getting movement, allowing the Chiefs to move the chains. All right, from the wide copy, it looks really good. Watch this double team right there. Not a lot of movement initially, but to keep working, and finish, right? That's what you want. Short yardage, goal line, you need this kind of movement. Where was the ball snapped? The 32 of Kansas City. Watch this movement right here. They engage right around the 31.5. The movement right there, only like a yard initially, but they keep working, get another yard and a half, and work them to the right some. This is all Simmons, because you can see right here the left guard, he falls off. Right there. That's the left guard. He's not getting any movement. He's going away from the pile, actually. Not great right there from 76, but really good by Simmons. Staying with the block, staying with it, and that's how you get the push, right? You see the running back run inside right there. Keep working his feet, keep driving all the way to the 29. No surprise at all that the amount of yardage Kareem Hunt got was the same amount of movement that Simmons got at the point of attack. Nice job by the tackle. All right, that's in on a pass protection play, and there's Simmons, of course, at left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. So you can see the Colts, they lined up in kind of a funky alignment. They got a nose guard here. They got two guys over here, a guy behind the nose guard. They got two guys over here to the right. So they're trying to create all kinds of confusion. And when you're in this kind of situation right here, Simmons, you're basically one-on-one. You got to say, listen, the running back's got to have his guy. These three guys are going to try and handle it. The tackles, you guys are on your own. You got to figure out a way to get it done with no help because there's a lot of confusion. Defense is trying to create chaos. And Simmons, one-on-one against number 97, he just dominates, right? That's all Simmons does is just dominate, snap in and snap out. Let's check it out. There's a snap. All kinds of time. Climbs the pocket. Is able to run. First down. Nicely done. All right, let's look at Simmons here at left tackle. Gets into his kick step. Patient. Uses his punch. That I love to see. Look at this punch right here. Boom. Keep this guy wide. Love to see it. Look where everybody else is in terms of how close they are to Mahomes compared to what Simmons is guy. Right there, right? 95, 51. I mean, they got this pretty well blocked right here. I'm going to be totally honest. But Simmons' guy is nowhere near. 97 is nowhere near Mahomes. He's completely off the track, right? And this is the one-on-one matchup. First of all, how about this right here? Oh, man, I love to see that, right? Now, of course, not great right there either. So kind of that's kind of a chaotic play going on here, guys, between the right guard and the left guard. One guy taking the worst, one guy delivering the worst. But I tell you what, Simmons, great technique. Has helmet out of there, excuse me. Yeah, for the most part. Again, leans a little bit. You see he's on his toes right there. Don't love that, but he gets back into his base, keeps moving his feet. Now, he doesn't know where Mahomes is, right? So when Mahomes starts to step up and scramble, the defensive line's able to get by him. But I'm too worried about that, right? Because 71, you have no idea where the quarterback is. You got to imagine he's still at the back of his drop. When the quarterback decides to scramble, that's where you're kind of on your own from a quarterback perspective. But again, from a technical perspective, this is really good. Good punch, good footwork, good base, all around nice play. Listen, when it comes to Simmons, and we'll look at the wide copy here in a second, but when it comes to Simmons, he's quickly become an all-around elite player. Obviously, he had to miss some time. There were some concerns if when he came back, how good would he be? The answer is extremely good. We talk about the run game. We talk about the pass protection game. We talk about effort, intensity. Good job, like we see here at the top of your screen, just locking down that side of the field. Simmons is very quickly becoming one of the best tackles, not one of the best rookie tackles, but one of the best tackles across the entire National Football League.